100 foods to eat before you die. I've been traveling and eating all around the world, and here are the 100 foods you need to eat before you die. And these are in no particular order, so add them to your food bucket list. Number 62, Borough Market.
I hope that you had a good trip with us. Please remember to take all your belongings with you, and you will find the exit at the front of the train.
Typical rainy, windy day here in London. Is it weird I love weather like this? Anyway, my first full day here, and I thought I'd start off with some street food at one of the oldest markets in the world. Let's go. I'm here at the Borough Market, which in some shape or form has been around for over 1,000 years. I know this place is a little touristy, but I also feel like it's one of those places you gotta visit when you're in London. And right now I'm starving, it's got food, let's go eat. There are a ton of food stalls here. The first thing I want, since I am in London, let's get a meat pie. There's steak pie, bacon pie, chicken pie, vegan pie. We'll stay away from that. Piping hot gravy over mashed potatoes and this pie. My first meat pie in the UK. This thing apparently has everything in here. Beef, bacon, and pork. Wonderfully flaky crust. Man, oh man. Oh, this pie is ridiculously crusty. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of filling. A lot of meat inside that pie crust. Okay, this is gonna get really messy because I'm trying to do this with one hand, but let's try this out. I totally just ruined the crust, but let me just take a big old bite here. Wow, that first bite. That's exactly what I need on a day like this. Crushed, crunchy, and flaky. This pie is just so immensely meaty. Mashed potatoes, wonderfully creamy. Maybe I shouldn't have started with this because this is a really substantial meal. This is such a rustic dish. Meat and potatoes and pie crust. But if you want a hearty, meaty, make you feel good kind of dish, especially on a cold, rainy day, you don't have to look further than this. I don't typically do this, but I got the vegan version as well because this is the one that they won a bunch of awards for. And I got it without the gravy so I can really taste the crust. It's carrots, tomatoes, onions, all sorts of other veggies, and it's cooked in a red wine sauce. I think what makes this so good, at least a big part of it, is the buttery crust. I mean, without the gravy dripping all over it, you can really tell how flaky and crispy and buttery the crust is. I don't know if you guys can hear the crunch, but you can put most things inside this crust and it'll taste good. The filling, very tomatoey, very robust flavors. I think in terms of just pure flavor, this is better than the meat pie. Can't believe I'm saying that right now. And it has a lot to do with the gravy and sauce these veggies are cooked in. Just so thick and flavorful and fragrant. That wrapped in the crispy pie crust, I can see why this is a winner. Still wish there's some meat in here though. Oh my God, check it out. Roast hog. And whoa, that's a whole roast hog. I can smell the spices cooking on this thing from here. This looks amazing. What I love about the market is there's so much free samples too. You get to try the food. And they're cooking up sausages here. Oh, thank you, that'd be great. Whoa, it's so charred on the outside. This is the pork wrap, and oh, there's a lot of spices in this. I see a bunch of cumin, coriander. And the pork is just ridiculously juicy and tender. I can tell just by squeezing on my hands. And as you saw, they put a lot of pork in this wrap. Let's get a big old bite. I adore this. Wow. Oh man, this is perfect in every single way. Where you've been all my life. Pork, extremely tender and so juicy. I mean, usually when you see whole roast pig, what your biggest fear is that it's dry. Not this. I mean, this pork is as moist as this country's weather. And what's so incredibly genius of them is that they wrapped some greens around the meat, which not only prevented it from making the wrap all soggy, it provides that needed crunch, that sweet veggie relief from all the fat from the pork. Every single bite, my mouth is just filled with the juice from the pork. Also, there's some sort of apple sauce in here as well that gives it a little sweet, slightly tangy flavor. This thing, it's seemingly like a simple pork wrap, but there's so much going on. And that's all on top of the deliciously roasted, juicy pork. Oh my gosh. Oh, ugh. Speaking of wet and moist, let's get out of here. Oh, jeez. I'm not scared of the rain. I was just really trying to save the sandwich. Next thing I got, Scotch egg. This thing got cold really quickly. Made with chorizo sausages on the outside, a little salt and pepper. Nice coloring in the egg. It just looks a little dry. That's actually pretty good. Spicy, egg yolk's creamy. I think it'd be much better if it was piping hot. Love the spicy chorizo, love the crunch on the outside. Also, don't sleep on the baked goods in this market. And this place is supposed to have amazing donuts. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. Homemade jam, and then the caramel, please. I don't think I've been this excited about a donut for a long time. Honeycomb on this one. This is the jam, this is the caramel, and this is the combo. I'm starting with the combo. Just from holding this in my hand, I know this is gonna be a really airy donut. It feels so light. The cream inside tastes absolutely gorgeous. This one, you taste the cinnamon, different types of spices. The cream is so cool and not overly milky and not overwhelming at all. It's almost refreshing. The donut, you can see how airy this is. And I didn't even know there was still something inside because the whole thing feels so incredibly light. And that goes to show how light the cream is. It's like angels made this and it floated down from heaven. There's rum raisin inside this as well. This is filled with homemade jam, and this one feels like it has a little weight to it. None of that angelic cream instead of this donut. Sweet and tangy and fresh raspberry jam. But I gotta say, definitely not as good as the cream. The caramel. These are probably the only donuts in the world that the more you eat, the lighter you become. The caramel cream inside. I just want someone to IV me up and pump this thing directly into my bloodstream. That's my favorite. So obviously, guys, if you're ever here, this is a donut shop that you do not want to miss. Get it? I'm sorry, it's all the sugar. This stall is serving duck confit.
Ladles and jelly spoons, boys and girls, come and get your mulled wine, a lovely winter warmer. Also get your duck confit. Get it while it's gorgeous, sir.
This is my duck sandwich and it is just overflowing. Never had a duck sandwich before, but look how massive this thing is. There's some bones in here. The flavor is really good, but it's a bit on the dry side. Let me try to bite from the middle. It's better. I like the chutney. Again, the overall flavor is on point. Maybe if I got it in the beginning of the day, it would have been better, but right now, a little dry. Kind of disappointing. I really had high hopes for this. I mean, it looked really, really good, and I was really hoping for a greasy, fatty bite of duck, and it just didn't happen here. I was smelling something super cheesy, and look what I found. Is that not the most beautiful bubbles you have ever seen? Gotta eat this quick. This is far more cheese than the little raclette place I went to in Paris. Cheese with the rind over potatoes, salt and pepper, and some pickles. That is creamy. Potatoes, gentle, slightly grilled flavor. I just want to be hugged by that cheese. Perfectly paired with the pickles. That just gets your mouth ready for another cheesy bite. Quality of this cheese too. Really fragrant, incredibly milky. Perfect amount of saltiness with these potatoes. This is actually a great balanced plate of food. Just when you think it's getting a little too cheesy, that was all possible, the pickles brings you right back. There's some bites where the cheese is a little toasty. God, I love burnt cheese. There are also a lot of stalls here, obviously, for the famous salted beef sandwich, but I already got a place in mind I need to go to for that, so I'm not gonna have it here. I've been here about 2 hours now, and I feel like I've been pretty much eating nonstop, but how come I'm still so hungry? I feel like I haven't eaten anything. I mean, normally this is a good problem to have, but I spent a lot on food already. Also, I love this market. There's tons of food stalls, like fresh produce. I get that compared to other markets, it's pretty pricey, but the foods, most of what I had, extremely delicious, especially that pork sandwich and that donut. And I love the whole food vibe here. It seems like everybody is coming here for the sole purpose of eating. And everyone I met, from the people eating here to the vendors, are super, super nice. It's almost like having a big meal with extended family. And that's the thing with food. It just makes you feel better, happier. It's the great uniter of people. Hi, it's 3:30 in the morning and extremely jet lagged. And also, I can't help but feel like today is just incomplete because I need that salt beef sandwich, and I know exactly where to go for it. Yeah, even at 3:30 in the morning. And here it is, Beigel Shop, over 100 years old, open 24 hours a day, serving hot salt beef. This country definitely doesn't skimp on the meat in any of their sandwiches. Here it is, bagel and a mountain of salted beef in the middle. A couple pieces of pickles, some mustard. That was better than I thought. Ridiculously juicy pastrami. Not overly salty at all. Perfectly seasoned. The pickle's a little sweet, and the crunchy texture really stand out when you're biting into this tender, juicy piece of beef. This is the perfect combination of savory, sweet, a little bite from the mustard. Usually, when I have a pastrami sandwich in the States, it's a little too salty for me. But beef, like I said, extremely tender and juicy. Also, there are bits of fat mixed inside as well to give you that nice, satisfying, greasy bite. You gotta get the pickles and mustard. It's like the beautiful decorations on top of an already majestic Christmas tree. Right now, I'm really, really thankful for one thing. I got a second one. I love how this beef is a mix of lean and fatty meat. And the fatty part, that's where the magic happens. And it's the essence of the sandwich. Now I get to relive this beefy dream all over again. This is my beefy lullaby right here. See you later.